Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I recently watched a video of Jennifer McGuire's where she taught this new technique. Now I'm not going to do that part of the tutorial with you because it's her technique, and I will put a link down below so that you can go over and see how she did it. But I will say that what she did is she used distress inks, and this is Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor Paper. She used distress inks and blended them and then made gorgeous cards from them. And over the top she put Perfect Pearls. Now the Perfect Pearls that I chose was pewter Perfect Pearls, and the ink colors that I have here, I'm going to look on the back. We have Mowed Lawn here, we have Picked Raspberry, and Peacock Feathers. And I just thought that that was a super fun, vibrant color combination to put together. And so again, I'll put the link down so that you can learn how to do this technique because it's great, and I really appreciate Jennifer showing us how to do it. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right in and do my stamping. So I have my black exclusive inks from Close to My Heart, and I have this month, August, a stamp of the month. It's called, I don't even know what it's called, isn't that terrible? But it's Frames, and it coordinates with our brand new Artistry cartridge. Now I don't have the Artistry cartridge right now, but I thought that this would be perfect to use on this card. We're going to see if it turns out as well as I think. I like the versatility of this stamp set. And when I go through and decide which stamp sets I'm keeping and which ones I'm not, this is probably going to be a keeper because it has Mother's and Father's Days, Christmas, birthdays, Valentine's, and then thank you, and then just general for you, best wishes, thinking of you, those kind of things. And we're going to be using thinking of you today. So I've put my mat here. Let's open up our ink, and we are going to start with our frame. So I'm going to ink up my stamp really well. Make sure I did not prep my stamp in advance, so bear with me here. And we are going to put that right in the middle the best that we can. I wanted black because I wanted the contrast. I wanted it to really provide that little extra pop that is out there. Now I think I definitely better prep this next stamp because it's a little bit more solid and I don't want to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of buff it on my skin a little bit. Usually do that before I clean it. And then I'm going to just kind of wipe it off. Now I have a piece of scratch paper here, and we'll stamp on it first to make sure that I get a good solid impression, because like I said, this is the first time I've used this stamp. Okay, beautiful. So we'll set that aside. And I should not have wiped that off. I was not thinking. I think we'll be okay. It's a pretty good dark stamp. I have to tell you that I've recently discovered VersaFine ink. I had never used it until just within the last couple weeks, and I really like it. In fact, I almost pulled it out to do this, but that is definitely an option if you don't have our black exclusive ink. Any black ink that you have would work, but the black VersaFine would probably do a really good job with that. Give it a nice, bold, crisp image. I'm wiping off my excess so that I do not end up with it in the center of my image. And again, I'm just going to be a little bit overcautious here. Looks good. Center that right in the middle. Best that I can. Press down and up, and we have the thinking of you. Just wipe that off because that black will definitely stain. So let's put the ink away. And now what I'm going to do is this card, this base, this watercolor base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I want to add a background and I want to take away a little bit of this white space. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to grab my trimmer, and this may get off of camera a little bit, but I am going to trim this down by, let's see, you know, I think I'm even going to trim as much as 1/4 of an inch off of each side. And I know that that's going to make quite a bit of smaller of a base, and that's okay. I'm just going to go all the way around and trim it off of each side. Now I am noticing that I have a little black smudge from where I did not get my stamp wiped off completely. I'm going to go with it because I don't want to start all over, but it's a reminder, always, always, always make sure that you clean off the block before you stamp your image, because you never know when that little stray piece of ink might find what you have. So now we have a smaller piece. It is actually 5 inches, and it should be by 3 3/4. Yes, by 3 3/4. So now this, I have a piece of green cardstock. This is from the Adventure Pack, and it's so vibrant and it goes really well with the mowed lawn. It's not exact, but it goes really well. So now I'm going to cut this at, let's see, which way do I want to cut it? Let's take 5 1/4, no, we're going to go 4 inches this way. I'm trying to see how I can save the most paper. And then 5 1/4 inches this way. And that is our base. Now I have a cardstock base that I have prepared. This is just simple white daisy cardstock from Close to My Heart. And I just cut my own base. I cut a 5 1/2. I can't even think tonight. I apologize. It's a 5 1/2 inches wide by 8 1/2 inches, and then scored at 4 1/4. So I have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, and we're going to start by putting our green card base down, centering it the best that we can. Now with talking, it definitely takes longer to make this card than what it normally would. However, it did take a little time to do the background. Not a lot of time, but a little bit of time. So I'm going to just kind of put that right in the center, centering it, and I am an eyeballer. I am not a perfect alignment person. Now, Jennifer McGuire, you really need to go check out that video. She actually took her base a step further and did some dry embossing on the top, gave it a lot of texture and dimension. I actually have everything out to do that, but in looking at it, I think that the one that I chose would be a little bit too busy, and I just want the simplicity of just having it just like that. Thinking of you, just like that. Very simple card, but something that just says, hey, I care, and I hope that you're having a good day. So there we have our card. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.